British headlines, in London's newspapers, and on TV networks. The National's rare sit-down with Princess Anne is everywhere.
Kate Middleton has officially become a princess. In a formal address to UK citizens made a day after Queen Elizabeth's death,
the royal world was left stunned this week as Princess Anne stepped forward with a revelation that no one saw coming. In a quiet yet decisive moment, she shared a message from the Queen herself.
Anne's comments about the size of the monarchy.
She didn't think a slimmed-down monarchy was a good idea.
One that directly involved Kate, and it instantly left both William and King Charles speechless. Whispers turned into gasps as the significance of the Queen's words began to sink in, hinting at shifts within the monarchy that could redefine roles and relationships at the very top. This isn't just another royal update. It's a message loaded with history, emotion, and power, one that has the potential to reshape how the public sees the future of the crown. Everyone watching could feel the tension, the unspoken weight, and the subtle but undeniable impact of the Queen's carefully chosen words. The palace whispers. Inside Buckingham Palace, the corridors seemed unusually hushed, as if the very walls were holding their breath. Courtiers exchanged cautious glances and hushed whispers behind closed doors, sensing a tension that had never been felt before. William paced restlessly along the long hallway of his private apartments, his face reflecting a storm of worry, anticipation, and curiosity. Beside him, King Charles remained rigid, hands tightly clenched, eyes locked on a solemn portrait of the late Queen Elizabeth, as though seeking guidance. The air was dense with expectation, each tick of the clock amplifying the weight of what was to come. Princess Anne entered the room with the calm authority of someone fully aware of her influence within the royal family. Unlike others, she never sought validation from the press or public opinion. Her presence alone demanded attention. Her sharp eyes locked onto William's first, sending a silent, electrifying message. What I'm about to reveal will change everything. Then she faced King Charles, whose posture stiffened at her deliberate approach. Each step she took echoed across the polished marble floor, deliberate and commanding. In her hand, she held a carefully folded letter, the Queen's personal message, entrusted to Anne weeks before her passing.
A few moments ago, Buckingham Palace announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Intended solely for William and Kate, carrying weight, secrecy, and a promise that would ripple through the monarchy. As Princess Anne carefully unfolded the letter, an almost tangible silence fell over the room, as if the walls themselves were holding their breath. "This was never meant for the public eye," she stated, her voice steady, yet carrying undeniable authority. The letter contained revelations that stunned everyone present. Queen Elizabeth had left explicit instructions regarding Kate Middleton, not mere words of encouragement, but clear guidance on how the family should support her, safeguard her, and enhance her position within the monarchy.
As Queen Elizabeth was aware that Middleton will likely become Queen of England in the future.
William's jaw tightened in shock, and even King Charles struggled to mask the astonishment flickering across his face. The Queen's handwriting, precise, dignified, yet unmistakably warm, radiated respect, trust, and unwavering faith in Kate's character, leaving no doubt about the importance of her message. William's hands shook slightly as he carefully read the Queen's words aloud, the weight of each sentence sinking in. The letter lavished praise on Kate's resilience, her poise under constant scrutiny, and her unwavering commitment to the monarchy. Queen Elizabeth urged that Kate receive extraordinary support for her projects and public responsibilities, even suggesting that her opinions carry greater influence in family decisions. "She has been the anchor we never acknowledged," the Queen wrote with heartfelt clarity. William looked up, a mixture of awe and revelation in his eyes. Years of rumors, judgment, and whispered doubts about Kate's capabilities crumbled in an instant. Queen Elizabeth had recognized her strength all along, seeing what the public never could. King Charles stayed silent, though the impact of the letter was unmistakable on his face. For decades, he had endured scrutiny for perceived favoritism and the subtle hierarchies he had allowed within the family. Now, the Queen's words left no room for doubt. Kate's contributions were to be acknowledged and elevated. Charles exhaled slowly, a profound mix of humility, realization, and respect washing over him. His eyes met Princess Anne's, and in that glance, she recognized that this was far more than a simple message. It was a royal mandate from beyond the grave, carrying the weight of authority, trust, and unwavering purpose straight from the Queen herself. Princess Anne's voice grew firmer as she unveiled the most crucial part of the Queen's message. Elizabeth had made it unmistakably clear that Kate was not to remain a silent observer within the royal family. She was to be an active, influential partner in decisions shaping the monarchy's future. The Queen had anticipated the trials Kate would face: relentless media scrutiny, unfair public judgment, and subtle marginalization within the palace. Yet her words left no doubt about Kate's importance. Let no one underestimate her presence. She embodies the dignity, resilience, and compassion of this house. As Anne spoke, the weight of the Queen's foresight and trust settled over the room, leaving William, Charles, and everyone present deeply moved and profoundly aware of the legacy being entrusted. The room seemed to thrum with quiet intensity as the gravity of the Queen's words settled over everyone present. William's eyes glimmered with a mixture of gratitude, admiration, and newfound resolve. He understood that the Queen had granted him not just guidance, but a clear mandate to honor Kate publicly for her unwavering dedication. King Charles leaned back, absorbing the revelation with a rare, reflective humility. For the first time in decades, he saw Kate not merely as his daughter-in-law, but as an essential, unshakable pillar of the royal family. Even Princess Anne, whose pragmatic nature often masks her emotions, displayed a subtle yet poignant vulnerability, revealing the profound impact of the Queen's message on every corner of the room. Outside the palace walls, the press buzzed with endless speculation, piecing together imagined tensions and alliances within the royal family. Yet no reporter could have guessed the profound events that had just unfolded behind closed doors. William and King Charles now shared a secret of immense significance, one entrusted solely to Princess Anne. She had emerged as the unexpected guardian of Kate's legacy, charged with ensuring the Queen's final wishes were carried out.
We are learning more about the one wish the Queen had before she died.
Quietly, deliberately, the balance of power within the palace was shifting, setting the stage for a subtle but irreversible transformation in the family's hierarchy and public perception. Anne paused deliberately, giving William and King Charles a moment to absorb the full weight of the Queen's letter. Then she revealed another striking detail. Elizabeth had outlined precise instructions for managing any future criticism aimed at Kate. Every rumor, every public challenge, was to be addressed with discretion, never confrontation, and always with unwavering support for Kate's initiatives. William's expression hardened with determination, realizing this was far more than advice. It was a carefully crafted blueprint for safeguarding Kate's position, protecting her influence within the monarchy, and securing her enduring legacy for generations to come. William's emotional response. William's voice trembled slightly as he absorbed the profound insight contained in the Queen's words. "She saw everything," he murmured, almost to himself, a mix of awe and reverence in his tone. The pressure, the constant scrutiny, the battles that remain invisible to the public eye. King Charles nodded in quiet agreement, the room heavy with the weight of royal duty, loyalty, and public expectation. The Queen's foresight was more than remarkable. It was transformative, elevating Kate's previously underestimated role to one of undeniable authority and respect at the very heart of the monarchy. In that moment, her influence and value were not only acknowledged, but formally cemented, leaving a lasting imprint on the family and the legacy of the crown. Princess Anne, fully aware of the gravity of her position, reminded William and King Charles of her unique role as the Queen's trusted daughter. She had been entrusted with a crucial responsibility: to ensure that Kate received the recognition, respect, and support she deserved, both behind closed doors and in the public eye. Anne's words were commanding, carrying the weight of authority. They were not mere suggestions, but clear directives from the late monarch herself. William listened intently, the magnitude of the responsibility settling heavily on his shoulders, realizing that honoring the Queen's wishes was now a duty he could not take lightly. For King Charles, the moment was deeply humbling. Years of navigating intricate family dynamics and making decisions that had sometimes unintentionally marginalized Kate weighed on him. Now, holding the Queen's explicit instructions, he grasped the clarity of her vision. His duty was to honor her wishes and offer Kate unwavering support. The room felt charged with reflection, reconciliation, and renewed purpose, as if even the palace walls themselves resonated with history, legacy, and the enduring influence of the late monarch. The letter went beyond praise, offering practical guidance for navigating the intense scrutiny of public life. The Queen outlined strategies for managing appearances, media attention, and potential conflicts within the royal family. Her instructions were meticulous. Kate was to be shielded from unnecessary pressure, yet empowered to act independently, supported yet trusted to make her own decisions. William and Charles exchanged meaningful glances, recognizing the strategic brilliance behind her words. This was more than a message of respect. It was a carefully crafted roadmap designed to secure Kate's role and ensure the long-term stability and cohesion of the monarchy. As the conversation unfolded, the profound emotional weight of the Queen's legacy became impossible to ignore. Princess Anne reminded William and King Charles that Elizabeth's insight extended far beyond Kate. It touched the very foundation and future of the monarchy itself. William felt a surge of renewed purpose, determined to honor both his mother's wisdom and his wife's dedication. Charles, too, came to a deep understanding that legacy was not merely tradition, but the careful balance of foresight, compassion, and unity within the family, ensuring that the monarchy remained strong, respected, and forward-looking for generations to come. Anne's voice sharpened, carrying the full weight of her responsibility and the Queen's authority. "We must follow her instructions exactly as she intended," she declared, her tone leaving no room for doubt. This is her final message: no deviations, no compromises. William nodded solemnly, grasping the profound responsibility and trust conveyed in the Queen's words. Even King Charles, typically reserved and measured, revealed a rare glimpse of vulnerability, acknowledging that he must fully honor Kate's role and embrace her position within the family as the Queen had envisioned. The three of them shifted to practical matters, weighing how best to communicate Kate's elevated role to the public while preserving the family's image. How could they present a united, harmonious front without drawing unnecessary attention? Princess Anne, as the Queen's trusted daughter, outlined a meticulously considered plan.
Princess Anne has always been an unorthodox royal, but now she's making history in an unprecedented way, and it's all in honor of her late mother, Her Majesty the Queen. A rare royal tradition was performed,
one that balanced discretion with visibility and dignity with influence. Every step reflected Elizabeth's foresight, ensuring that the monarchy's stability was preserved, while Kate's essential contributions were properly recognized and honored. As the family braced for the inevitable public scrutiny, a quiet, private triumph lingered in the room. William and King Charles were reminded of Kate's extraordinary resilience. Her unwavering dedication and grace under pressure, often eclipsed by media speculation, now carried the undeniable authority of the Queen's endorsement. Princess Anne's revelation had shifted the balance within the family, moving Kate from the periphery to the very center of influence, ensuring her voice and vision would shape decisions at the heart of the monarchy. William left the meeting with a renewed sense of purpose, a quiet determination etched into his every movement. He vowed to safeguard Kate, to elevate her voice, and to implement the Queen's guidance with unwavering precision. He understood that the monarchy's future rested not solely on tradition, but on the recognition and empowerment of those who truly embodied its values. Kate's influence was no longer a subtle, behind-the-scenes presence. It had become central, celebrated, and indispensable to the heart and legacy of the royal family. King Charles sat in quiet contemplation, profoundly affected by the weight of Princess Anne's revelation. He realized that true leadership within the monarchy demanded humility, foresight, and a sincere recognition of the contributions of others. By fully embracing the Queen's message about Kate, he was not merely following instructions, he was ushering in a new era for the royal family, one defined by unity, mutual respect, and unwavering support, laying the foundation for a stronger, more cohesive monarchy. Princess Anne's legacy. Princess Anne, often sidelined in public narratives, had delivered a revelation that profoundly reshaped the dynamics of the royal family. Her unique role as the Queen's trusted messenger highlighted her enduring significance within the monarchy. In that private moment, she honored her mother's intentions with precision, guiding both her brother and her nephew, while ensuring Kate's rightful place was recognized and respected. Anne achieved all of this with quiet authority, without fanfare or public acknowledgement, demonstrating the enduring power of loyalty, wisdom, and the courage to uphold the truth, even when unseen by the world. Although Kate remained unaware of the letter's contents for the moment, the impact of its revelations was immediate and profound. William and King Charles had fully absorbed the Queen's directives, internalizing her guidance to ensure that Kate's influence within the family would expand unhindered. From charitable initiatives to official public duties, every aspect of her role would now align with the Queen's vision, granting her an unprecedented level of recognition and authority. This was more than validation. It was a formal acknowledgement of her indispensable contributions and enduring importance to the monarchy's future, ensuring that her presence and efforts would be honored at the highest level. This revelation represented a defining turning point within the royal family, subtly yet irrevocably shifting relationships and power dynamics. Kate's voice, once often overshadowed, now became central to private discussions and strategic decisions. William, deeply influenced by the Queen's letter, emerged as her steadfast and unwavering ally, committed to amplifying her influence. King Charles, traditionally reserved, came to understand the critical importance of honoring Kate's role. Meanwhile, Princess Anne's decisive intervention ensured that the family could uphold long-standing traditions while embracing a modernized, more inclusive structure that recognized merit, foresight, and dedication at every level. Within the private walls of Buckingham Palace, the royal family had quietly reached a profound consensus. Kate's unwavering dedication, resilience, and grace were no longer subjects of debate or speculation. They were fully recognized and celebrated. Princess Anne had conveyed the Queen's message with remarkable precision, reshaping perceptions, recalibrating influence, and solidifying a legacy that would endure for generations to come. William and King Charles sat in stunned silence, their expressions a mixture of humility, awe, and inspiration, fully aware that this private moment would leave a lasting imprint on the family, the monarchy, and the future of the crown itself. Beyond the walls of Buckingham Palace, the unfolding story of Kate's rise spoke to timeless truths about loyalty, recognition, and the essence of leadership. Even within an institution steeped in centuries of rigid tradition, courage, foresight, and steadfast advocacy had the power to reshape history. The Queen's message resonated clearly: honor and elevate those who carry responsibility with unwavering dignity, especially when others question their worth. Kate's journey, now formally validated, exemplified how resilience, integrity, and quiet strength could transform not only individual roles, but the very trajectory of the monarchy itself. The emotional finale. As the private meeting drew to a close, the three royals shared a rare, unspoken moment of unity. No cameras, no media, no public announcements, only the quiet recognition of a profound truth that would shape their actions for years to come. Princess Anne had carried out her duty with precision. William and Charles had fully embraced the Queen's guidance, and Kate, though absent, became the unseen beneficiary of the monarch's ultimate affirmation. This silent, yet immensely powerful endorsement would not only elevate her role, but leave an enduring mark on the family's future and the legacy of the crown itself. The Queen's remarkable foresight, communicated after her passing through Princess Anne, underscored the lasting power of her vision for the monarchy. Even in death, her guidance could shape the institution's future, reinforce family bonds, and ensure that those deserving recognition were honored appropriately. Kate's contributions, once doubted or overlooked by the public and media, were now formally validated and enshrined in royal history. The Queen's message was more than a directive. It was a testament to her wisdom, foresight, and enduring influence, leaving an indelible mark on the family and the monarchy for generations to come. Buckingham Palace, steeped in centuries of history and tradition, stood as a silent observer to yet another pivotal moment.
Buckingham Palace has a long history of maintenance issues, which makes sense considering the age of the structure. The core building of the palace dates back to 1703.
Its grand chandeliers, polished marble floors, and portraits of past monarchs had witnessed countless royal events, but few carried the quiet, transformative power of this private revelation. The Queen's carefully crafted message, delivered with authority by Princess Anne and embraced by William and Charles, created ripples that would shape family dynamics, influence key decisions, and alter public perception for years. In that moment, history was quietly being rewritten within the palace walls. Through this revelation, a quiet yet profound transformation unfolded within the royal family. Kate's influence, long underestimated by outsiders and occasionally overlooked within palace walls, became fully undeniable. William's leadership matured alongside her strengthened role, reflecting both support and strategic alignment. King Charles's acknowledgement of the Queen's vision demonstrated a rare combination of humility and foresight, signaling his willingness to adapt. Meanwhile, Princess Anne's decisive intervention ensured continuity, respect, and steadfast adherence to royal duty, all while embracing the evolving modern realities of the monarchy, quietly reshaping the family's internal dynamics and future trajectory. The story of Princess Anne delivering the Queen's message regarding Kate transcends mere palace intrigue. It is a profound testament to foresight, loyalty, and the enduring strength of family unity. Even within an institution steeped in centuries of tradition, courage, honesty, and thoughtful advocacy have the power to reshape destinies. William and King Charles, rendered momentarily speechless yet deeply enlightened, now carry forward the Queen's final wishes. Kate's rightful place in the history of the monarchy is firmly secured, while the family emerges stronger, wiser, and guided by compassion, purpose, and a renewed sense of unity. This revelation has shaken the royal world and changed how we see Kate's role forever. If you found this insight into the monarchy fascinating, don't miss out on more exclusive updates and royal secrets. Hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for the latest stories, insider revelations, and all the drama from Buckingham Palace. Stay connected because the royal saga is far from over.